Welcome to Serbia. I've visited one of my favourite countries on multiple occasions over the years, and I'm back for a fifth time to explore much more of this often underrated European country. I'm once again based in the city of Užice, with its brutalist hotel Zlatibor, mouth-watering food, and the breathtaking Stari Grad. I'll be devoting a video to Užice later in this series, but for now, it's time to get on the road. We're heading towards Čačak, but stopping in Ovčar Banja, a spa town flanked by the Ovčar and Kablar mountains, often referred to as Serbia's Mount Athos. Orthodox monasteries are often in secluded and beautiful locations, and Ovčar Banja is no exception. There are 10 of them. Are you ready for another Serbia series? Hi everyone, and welcome back to Serbia. There's no messing around today. We are starting off episode 1 in hopefully an epic location. I'm in Ovčar Banja. I've just got off the bus from Užice, which is up in that direction about 30 kilometers through Požega, and in that direction up there is Čačak, about 17 kilometers further on. Today we are exploring Serbia's holy mountain, otherwise known as Serbia's Mount Athos. More on that in a moment. I'm on this green bridge. I've just missed the train going past. Hopefully we can catch it later, but behind that tree up there is a taster of what scenery you're going to see today, hopefully, in Ovčar Banja and the surrounding area. It's a quite small sort of villagey area. It's like a spa, so Banja Spa, and I believe Ovčar is the name of one of the mountains around here, as well as Kablar, but Ovčar, I believe, means sheepdog, collie, shepherd, one of them. So it's good to be back in Serbia. I've actually been back here for a few weeks now. It has taken me a few weeks to adjust, hence I've waited until now to film, but I feel like now my Balkan personality has kind of returned. Vibrant and colourful street art in Ovčar Banja, surrounded by this wonderful green scenery. I'm filming this in about the middle of August. Last year I was here later in the year, like autumn, October, November time I think it was. So, you know, there's a marked difference in terms of the colours at this time of year. Oh look, they were like little deer or something maybe. One of them is headless, decapitated. We have a helpful map. That's where we are now, Ovčar Banja. We're heading up that way towards this meandering river, which is kind of similar. I guess it's a bit of an alternative to the one that's a little bit further south, which I understand is a bit of a nightmare to get to. I haven't been there yet. And we are checking out, as you can probably see on the map, monasteries, viewpoints. There are so many monasteries, it's unbelievable. Branko, someone, Ovčar Banja, 2003. My Cyrillic clearly needs a bit of a refresher. Got classic Serbian life here. There's a little dog, there's an old guy, I think he's selling cheese. And another guy just appeared over there, got a cigarette out, started smoking. There's a cat next to him. Let's go and see the cat. Meow. Hello. So that fluffy angel has clearly seen better days, but whatever. Look at this. It's nice, isn't it? Blagoveštenje. That's one of the many monasteries in this area. Let's go and check it out. There's so many cats here. It's like Catland. Meow. There's a lot of nice little apartments down here. There's a rent-a-kayak place, so you can get a kayak and go on the river. Nice, so there are some activities you can do when you're here. Oh, has he been shot in the face? Meow. So you've got to go up this hill. Everything is signposted, which is good. I was going to say, last year when I was in Banja Bašta, I went to Vračar Monastery, and one of the things I said there was the fact that what I love about Serbia is the fact that there are monasteries everywhere, and due to the nature of monasteries, given that monks live there devoting their life to God, they are very secluded. So you could definitely spend so much time in Serbia, if you've got a car particularly, driving around, exploring, going to the middle of nowhere and discovering these awesome monasteries, many of which date back to like 12th, 13th century. So they are very old, like, 900 years old. All right, let's go up here. Ooh, let's go up here. I've come up some steps Notice that these monasteries are generally open between 8 and 4. Open to visitors, and it says dress respectfully. Nice, which you would expect. And here is the first monastery, Blagoveštenje. This lady is letting me in. I can't film though, brilliant. So hopefully we can get some shots in some of the other ones, but I understand why filming wouldn't be allowed. But she did give me, well, I paid for it, a helpful leaflet about all the monasteries around here, and it's all in English, which is great. This one, Blagoveštenje, we have women here because it's a female monastery. Interesting. And it was reconstructed in the early 1990s. As with many, of course, a lot of these monasteries have been destroyed and reconstructed over the years as a result of territorial disputes, conquering, war, you name it. Such as in World War II with Bulgaria. I think that one in Bajnabashta was destroyed by the Bulgarians. We're going to go to that one, which is possibly epic. I just walked out and I was thinking for a minute, am I actually allowed in because it's the female monastery? Because I know the one in Mount Athos, only men are allowed there. No women allowed, even animals apparently, except cats. Female cats are allowed because cats apparently catch the mice there, but she didn't say anything. She allowed me into the monastery, so I'm assuming it's okay. Thankfully the word monastery, or monastery in American English, is pretty much the same in Serbian. Okay, we're heading out of Čarbanja. Now there's the bridge we started out on. We're heading in this direction, and there are monasteries on both sides of the river. We're starting out on this side. Over to the right side of the river is the one I mentioned a little bit earlier, but I'm leaving that till the end because I'm hoping it will be an epic climactic ending to this video. We're heading up this way past other monasteries and also to a viewpoint at Međuvršje. Practiced that so many times, probably still wrong. As I said earlier, it's nicely signposted. So we have Jovanje, Uspenje and Nikolje up in this direction, only 1 kilometre. Look at this scenery. Canada, New Zealand, no, Serbia. There's Doran. That is the first word that everyone learns in Serbian. We've got rocky faces, we've got tunnels. Reminds me of, well, Užice, but also Mokra Gora. You know that train line I went on last year? Very dark tunnel. Look at this. This is the sort of thing I love. I'm surrounded by rock overhanging me. As you can see, we've got boats down there. We've got this big rock up here. Wow, and we've got tunnels too. Look, it's a spooky tunnel. Just what I love. I swear I'm falling in love with Serbia all over again. If you're the sort of person that likes exploring, traipsing out into the wilderness like this with tunnels and mountains and trees and everything, Serbia's for you. Monastir Nikolje. Well, where is it? Ah, it's down here. I wonder what this one looks like. I've never seen these tower things in the middle. I guess, yeah, it's like a bell tower and people sit on them. Hello, Angel. There was a wedding going on here. I think that's the wedding party over there. Oh, well done. And here is Monastir Nikolje. One thing I always find about these monasteries is the size of them. We're so compact. You know, it's not like a church where, you know, it's quite expansive inside. These monasteries are gorgeous, and look at the setting. Cats. Maybe the thing about cats eating the mice is accurate, because look, there are so many cats everywhere. Okay, I can film this one. Well, I don't know if I can, but there's no one here. As you can see, compact. Look at it, and it's beautiful as well. Amazing. I believe this one, as with many, was built as a result of the Catalan invasion or looting of Mount Athos in present-day Greece. And people basically came here, the monks came here and built a new Mount Athos, if you like. So that's one reason why it's called the Serbian Mount Athos. Oh look, there are crowns. I'm going to come on to crowns a bit later actually. There's an interesting point. And this bit here always interests me, like you can't go behind there. But you see them in any monastery in Serbia. Ah, I'm getting hot now. This is coming in handy. Thanks, hun. Yeah, Mount Athos, famous in Greek mythology in terms of Zeus and Troy and everything. Agamemnon. I love all those Greek mythology names. Oh, hang on, that's better. Yeah, so in the 1300s there was the Serbian Empire in existence. I don't believe for very long, but they stretched all the way from the Danube in the north down to Greece, and Mount Athos was under Serbian administration back then. And it just goes to show that Serbia isn't this little insignificant country that only came into existence after the breakup of former Yugoslavia. It's got a history dating back hundreds, thousands of years. As I said, it's old. Right, I'm in this absolutely pitch black tunnel using my phone torch, which is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. Okay, this tunnel is completely flooded back there, and it's very long. Look, it's like looking at Neptune from Earth. My phone torch is saving my life right now. Is it safe? Probably not, but honestly, this is me you're talking about. I don't give a shit. Tunnel gate 22, I've made it. I'm also covered in mud because I had to get out of the way for some cars, but I'm still alive. Right, viewpoint hopefully is this way. Oh crap. It appears the viewpoint is on top of the tunnel somewhere. So now I'm on this random farmland. Is it up there? It's a little derelict house and a goat or something. That's not a goat. It's only this bit that's flooded, so it's not a disaster. Oh, brilliant. Success. You don't need a viewpoint when you've got a drone and the sun's come out. Let's have a look. I just remembered we're meant to be looking at monasteries. Jovanje Uspenie, up in that direction. It's uphill. Fantastic. Look at this view. Can you see the little boat down there that we saw from the drone shots? So it clearly, oh, there's another one down there. So they clearly go all around this meandering river. Dobro došli. Welcome to Monastir Uspenie, which is up that way, and Jovanje is down there. Uspenie, this is as far as you can go. You can't get in. I heard music in the distance, like religious music, and there's an intercom. You can't get in. But looking at the drone shots, you can see that it's quite a trek to the actual monastery, and you do have old ruins as well. It's a female monastery, just like the other ones. That appears to be a recurring theme. But it also says up there on a board about the Mount Athos Catalan invasion thing. We're going to go to Jovanje. Is it down there or up there? I know that the world may have been a fucking nightmare over the last couple of years, but when you see views like this, you're reminded that maybe the world isn't so bad after all. We're at Jovanje, and so are those other two people. But before we go to the monastery, just look at the colours. As I said, greens and the oranges and browns are starting to appear in mid-August. We have a beautiful angel coming to say hello. And when you come into these monasteries, of course it's got the little houses. It kind of feels like a little old people's village, you know. Hello, angel. Meow. An angel sent from the Lord. Meow. Now this is what I'm talking about when it comes to monasteries. You've got these wonderful bright red flowery pots with the monastery in the distance there, and look at the backdrop of it. This is why I came to Ovčarbaňa. So we've got another cute and compact Serbian monastery, and as with many of these monasteries, because of the age of the history, quite simply, it's very difficult to obviously understand the origins, etc. So there are many legends involved when it comes to these monasteries, going back to, like, you know, the 1300s. And with this one particularly, apparently It was built, it was destroyed on many occasions, reconstructed, you name it. But at one point, there was a shepherd boy, that was it, who found a pot of gold after freeing the leg of a deer, not a deer, a goat. And that's where they built the monastery. That cat is still having fun over there. Hello, Angel. Monastir Giovanni. Look how colourful it is. It doesn't feel colourful, but on the camera, it looks amazingly colourful. Look at that gold. Look at the ceiling. You know, the work that goes into restoring these monasteries is astronomical. Like, how long must this paintwork take? Got a marble floor. Really is stunning, isn't it? Look up there. Monasteries always feel like a church, but in minuscule size. Look, it's a little dead frog. Was it a toad? Is it dead? I'm assuming it is. It doesn't look like it's living and breathing. Okay, it might seem like I'm teleporting, but I'm not. I am walking. I'm heading back to Ovčaradbania, and there's a bridge there. I'm heading over the other side. Remember I said there are monasteries over the other side? Well, that's where we're going, Hans. But we've got to go up here first, I think. Brilliant. Oh, it appears to be a railway bridge. Ah, no wonder it's not on Google Maps. This is the life, isn't it? Look at that. All around us. Spectacular scenery. From a railway bridge. I hope a train doesn't come. So I realise this is not the bridge I was looking for. Star Wars joke. I think it's up that way. And as I walk back, I'm now looking through the bloody gaps between the planks. It's like walking the tightrope. Here we are. Yes, it's the restaurant bridge from earlier. Oh Jesus, it looks like some sort of nightmare drawbridge from hell. If this hell bridge from hell collapses and I fall to a watery death, I'm going to complain to the manager of Serbia, just so you know. But look at the views. That makes up for it. This is quite fun, actually. It's like that show, I'm Not a Very Sexy YouTuber, Get Me Out of Here. I made it. Who am I, fucking Indiana Jones? Monastery Preobraženje is not the one we're going to, but we go past that, so we might as well see it anyway. Just filled up my water at the little water fountain dog thing down there. Look at these views. I know I keep saying that, but they're amazing. Okay, this is the one we're looking for. Monastir Sretenie. I can't do the S and the R when they're next to each other. 2 kilometres. Just on this nightmare walk, but I am seeing lots of interesting wildlife today. Like, it looks a bit like a ladybird, but it's not. 1 kilometre. You're having a laugh. My head is spinning. I feel a bit delirious, to be honest with you. I'm on the twisty-turny bit. I'm hoping this is the last twisty-turny bit. Clearly, this is why you do not find monasteries next to your nearest Starbucks, because it's all about seclusion and isolation. I guess that's the whole point. I think I can see it up ahead. Praise be to the Almighty for guiding the way. Come off it. It was Google Maps and that leaflet that monk lady gave me earlier. Right, let's go. Well, that was fun. Well, it wasn't, but it was worth it. Here we are. Sretenie Monastery. And again, look at that amazing backdrop. It's kind of built into the hillside. On the other side, you can see. But look at it again. Small, compact, really well manicured. Obviously, there's like a... Is it a tour group or something? I don't know. The lady just called me over and invited me to have coffee, chocolate and everything. I think the little tour group that we're here, we're having all this. Yes, there are flies everywhere, but, you know, coffee is good. No Starbucks in Ujitsi. So my battery may die any second, but this one, you know, I mentioned the crown earlier. Another legend is supposedly this monastery was built after someone threw a crown from the top of Ovčar, and where that crown landed was where they built this monastery. I don't know if that's true, you know, like the other one I said about, but I will believe that it happened. Look at it. Beautiful. Time to go home. So why am I still here the next day in the same clothes? I've cleaned my teeth, by the way, don't worry. It's a long story, but to cut a long story short, basically I waited for 2 buses that I found online that didn't turn up. Had numerous conversations with many people, including 2 old ladies in German. Thank Christ for my German A-level. Managed to find a place to stay, which is back there for the night. So, you know, I had to call on all of my travel knowledge from over the years. But anyway, now I believe there is a train back. I'm heading to the train station of Chadabania train station. I've got a bit of time to wait, but you know what? I could be like Drew Barrymore, you know, sometimes it's good to go out in the rain. Probably for the first time ever, I'm seeing an actual train timetable in Serbia. It's a shocker. Kraljevo to Užice, 8:56. Brilliant. Very nice. So, it's a really nice train. Very nice. I think I might be using this train for future videos instead of buses. It's cheaper than the bus as well, 282 dinar compared to 450 it cost me to get in on the bus. I don't know if I was scammed. Nice, lovely. Užice is coming. I'm back. Praise the Lord. There's Hotel Zlatibor. Right, let's go home. Okay people, it's Monday morning and thankfully I'm feeling human again, although I am a little bit sweaty. I just went down Maxi for an iced coffee. It's boiling hot, alright? It's August. When I got back from Ovčarabania yesterday morning, it was meant to be Saturday night, on that train, which by the way was brilliant, I went to Blue Moon. You might remember Blue Moon in Užice from a video from last year when I had Komplet Lepinja, and guess what? I had it again. I was walking down the street eating Komplet Lepinja with yogurt in the other hand, in the rain. I didn't give a shit, but after only eating Belvita breakfast biscuits for 24 hours, it was the best thing ever. This video I feel like has been a great reintroduction for me to Serbia, albeit a little bit on overkill level. It was kind of an indirect sequel to Bajina Bašta from last year, as I've mentioned earlier in this video. In that video I only went to 1 monastery, but in this one I went to 6. See what I mean about overkill? I went to that other one on the way back down after my battery had died, by the way. You know, I think the thing I learned the most from this video is purely about that level of seclusion that is required if you want to pursue that lifestyle. Obviously, I'm not the expert on Orthodox Christianity or monasteries. I would never claim to be. This video is about discovering and at least learning a little bit, like base level stuff, you know. And when I came down from that last monastery, I managed to get the drone up through some trees about 1 kilometre back down that nightmare hill. It's more difficult than it looked, trust me. It was 800 metres up. And, you know, I got these shots to give you a bit of an idea just of that level of seclusion. It's just mind-blowing, isn't it? And I think when it comes to religion, you know, I'm not religious. I haven't grown up in a religious background, kind of. I had a Polish Catholic grandmother. I went to a Catholic school, but I've never been religious. You know, I couldn't imagine what it's like to devote yourself to a religion fully like that. You know, that level of commitment, I think, is admirable. And I think in relation to anything, I think it's very difficult for many of us to kind of understand what it's like to devote yourself fully to something. Never mind religion, anything. I'm definitely not there yet. Are you? Next up, I'm hopefully going to be in Čačak, and I wanted to ask you something. So in Mexico, I did a lot of 4K walk around videos. Basically, I walk around for 30 minutes in one shot, no cuts, no editing, no me on the camera. It's just simply walking around a city and talking about what I'm seeing. That really worked in Mexico. Mexicans really liked it, but I don't know if it will work in Serbia. So let me know in the comments. And if you say yes, if the consensus is yes, I will add some of those in because they're very quick to film and edit and everything. Thanks for watching. I hope you are looking forward to another Serbia series, and I'll see you next time. Catch you later.